Hello guys and welcome. We are already in the end of November, so I figured I would get a head start on making some Christmas stuff. Today I'm going to show you how to make a Cone Gnome, or Cone Gnome, I mean, since the G is silent. This is a cone gnome. It's called that since it's a gnome, in the shape of a cone. It's super easy to make. It's basically we're gonna make a piece, like a pizza slice, and then we're gonna stitch it together here in the back. That's going to be the cone part. And we need to make one circle for the bottom piece. And that's basically the only two parts we're going to need to make. We're going to change colors a lot, as you can see. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, many times. And for the skin tone here, I just used a pink yarn I had laying around, because I couldn't really find any good skin tones. But yeah, that's obviously optional. So yeah. So before we get started, we're going to need to gather some stuff. I'm going to be using this 3.5mm hook. This is not actually the same one that I usually use, because I couldn't find that one. This is another one, but it's similar. But as always, just use the kind of hook that fits the yarn. And as always, when we are going to switch back and forth between colors, we are going to be needing yarn from the same brand. Because if you kind of change around with the brands or with the type of yarn, then like a few rows is going to be like thinner than the other rows, and we don't want that. We want like a consistent piece all over. So we're going to need some red for the main body, some brown for the bottom, some white for the lines, and some black for the eyes and stuff at the bottoms. And like I said, I have some pink here. That's just left over from something else that I'm going to use as skin color. We're also going to be needing a pair of scissors to cut stuff and a needle to attach everything in the end. The first row is just going to be the chain row, and we are going to make 42 chains. So just start making chains until you reach 42. So 1, and that's 42 chains. Now we're going to chain one more. Now we're going to chain one more, and we're going to go through this second chain from the hook. And for this second row, we are just going to single crochet all our way back for a total of 42 single crochet. Just keep on working the chains and single crochet all the way back to the, dropped the yarn, and single crochet all the way back to the start. and that's 42. So now we have 42 in this row as well. Oh, sorry, I forgot. On our last stitch here, we are going to change color. So we're just going to go through to here and pick up. That's where we're going to stop. And now we are going to, first of all, cut this brown, leaving a bit here, like that. And then we're going to introduce the white yarn. Since we're going to go brown, white, red, white. So we take out the white yarn here. I'm going to leave just a few inches. And we pull through. And we tighten it down a bit. When you hold your work like this, and the start tail is here on the left side, you're looking at the outside. So if you need to drop any threads and stuff, you do it on the back side. So when it's to the left, you're looking at the front. Our third row is going to be just as easy as our last one. We are just going to single crochet all the way across the piece, but with the white instead. So we are just going to find our way here. There we go. And then we're going to single crochet all the way across for a row total of 42 still. And since you've seen this on the last row already and it's just single crochet, I think I'm going to just do this off camera for now. And I will meet you here in just a few seconds when I've finished the row. So here we are, just 2 stitches left here on row 3. We are going to go through and finish this row. And we're going to continue with the white on the next row as well. So no color change here on the last stitch. There we go, that was row 3. Still 42 stitches. For row 3, we are now going to, for row 4, we are now going to start to decrease this. So we start the same way, we chain 1, we turn, and we go through the first stitch, and now we're going to make 10 stitches. So that was 1, so 9 more. And then we're going to make our first decrease, but we start with the 10 single. That's 2. Five. 9, and I think this is 10. Let's just double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, that was 9. And this is 10. So now we are going to make our first decrease, and you can make the decrease however you want. You can either just skip a stitch, go directly into this one, and go directly into this one, or we could go through the first one, pick up, the second one, pick up, and then with 3 loops we yarn over and go through. So that's how I do them, at least on this, but it's up to you. Now we are going to make 19 single crochet, and then we're going to make another decrease. So we're just going to keep working with the single crochet here. There's 2. And I think this is 19. I'm just going to check. Yeah, it is. So now we have our second decrease. Same thing here. I'm going through the first and then the second, picking up with 3 loops. I yarn over and go through all 3. And now we should have 9 stitches left on the row. That's 1, 2, 8. And for our last stitch here, we are not going to go through the whole way. We're just going to go to here because we're going to change color to red. So we make a pause here. We take out the red. And we are going to cut this off. The white for now. Now we take out the red here. And we go through the last stitch with the red. And pull it a bit tight. We're going to chain 1, turn. And now we are ready for row 5. Row 5 is going to be real simple. We are just going to single crochet all our way across the piece. So that's 1. And our stitch count should now be down to 40 since we have made 2 decreases on the last row. So just gonna single crochet our way across the piece. And same thing here. I think I'm just gonna do this off camera since it's just single crochet and you've seen it, for a few rows now. So I will meet you here just before the end on this row. So here we are at the end of row 5. We're just going to finish this. And we're going to continue with the red, so we don't need to change color here. There we go, that's row 5. For row 6, we're going to start the same way, chain 1, turn. But this time we're just going to make 2 single crochet, and then we're going to make our decrease. So 1, 2, and now we're going to make a decrease. I make this the same way again. I go through, pick up, go through, pick up, and with 3 loops, I yarn over and go through. Now we are going to keep single crochet in for 18 stitches. So 18 single crochet. I think that was 2. Yeah. 3. 18. Now we're going to make another decrease. Same thing, go through 2, pick up, and then go through all 3. And now it's just going to be single crochet for the rest of the row. And it should be a total of 16, I think. $15 and yeah, 16. So that was row 6, and that was a decrease row. So the row total should now be down to 38. For row 7, that's going to be a real simple row. We're going to chain 1, turn, and then we're going to single crochet all the way across for a total of 38 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, yeah, and so on. So I'm going to meet you here at the end again, at the end of row 7. And like I said, single crochet all the way across. Here we are at the end now of row 7. We're just going to finish this off, and the next row is going to be red as well, so we don't need to make a color change. There we go. So that was row 7. For row 8, we start the same way. Chain 1, turn. And this is going to be a decrease row. This time we're going to make, that was 1, and we're going to make 5 more. So we're going to start with 6 single crochet, and then a decrease. and 6. Now we are going to make our decrease. And now we're going to make, I think it's 17. Yes, 17 single crochet. So 1, 2, 16 and 17. That was 17. Now we're going to make another decrease. And the rest of the row should be like 11 single crochet. And 11. Oh, sorry, we're gonna change color again now, so we don't go through and complete the last stitch. There we go. So now we're gonna change back to white, since this is kind of like the legs part. So the brown is kind of like will represent the shoes, and then it's the bottom part of the pants is white, and then like the pant legs are red. So now we're gonna change back to white for like the waist. First we cut the red. We take out the white. And we tighten. So that was a decrease row. So that means this row 9 will be just a single crochet row. You might have noticed that every other row is a decrease row and every other row is a just single crochet row. So this is just going to be a single crochet row for row 9. And it has a total of 36 single crochet. So once again, since this is just a single crochet row, I think I'm just going to do this off camera and I will meet you here at the end of this row. So here we are at the end of row 9. We just have 2 stitches left here. That's 1 and that's 2. Now for row 10, we are going to continue with white. We're going to chain 1, we're going to turn. This time we're going to make 2 single crochet. And then we're going to make our decrease. And after the decrease, we're going to go ahead and make 16 single crochet. 1, 16. Then we make another decrease. And now we continue with single crochet. And we should have 14 stitches left. So that was 1, 2, 13, and on the 14th stitch here, we are going to change color back to red again. Tighten it a bit. Make sure we're right here. Take out the red again. Yarn over, pull through, and tighten a bit. There we go. And since this was a decrease row, for row 11, that's not going to be a decrease row. So we're just going to chain, did I chain one? I'm not sure now. Yeah, I did. So we're just going to chain one, like so, and then we're going to turn. And then we're going to start making our single crochet here, all across the piece. And this is row 11, so we should have a row total of 34 once this row is done. And once again, this is just going to be single crochet, so I'm just going to do this off camera, and I will see you here in the end of row 11. And here we are now at the end of row 11. We're just going to finish this off, and we're going to continue with red, so we don't need to change color. We chain one, we turn, and on this row, we are going to do a decrease row. We're going to start with 13 single crochet before our first decrease. So it was 1, 2, and 13. Now we're going to make our decrease. And we're going to continue with single crochet for 15 stitches. So that's 1, 2, and that's 15. And now for a decrease. And now we should have 2 stitches left. There we go. So that was row 12. For row 13, this is not going to be a decrease row, but we are going to start making the buttons here in the middle with the black yarn. So we're going to chain 1, turn, and then we're going to start single crochet. But we're only going to do that up to the middle, so we're only going to make 15 single crochet, and then we're going to change to black. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 15, so we're not going to go through the last 2 loops there. I'm just going to count 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and that's our 15th stitch. So if we look at it like this, we have no start tail over here, which means this is the inside. So I'm just going to place the red yarn here, like this, and I'm going to take out the black yarn. And I'm going to place the black yarn here alongside it, like this. Hold it down and pick up yarn and go through. Now we're going to make 2 stitches with the black. And since it's only 2, I'm just going to reuse the red, like this. I'm going to pull it over here, and yarn over with the red like that, and then I'm going to continue with the red yarn instead. Leave the blacks hanging like this, because then we can pick it up on the next row. And this should be 15, there should be 15 stitches on this side as well. So the row total then is 15, 15, 2, which is 32. So that was row 13. Now, since stuff is starting to get in the way here, I'm just gonna do some cleanup. We're not gonna need this much black, so I'm gonna cut off like this much to use on the next row, so we can put that aside for now. And also I thought, yeah, I have a white here. I'm gonna cut that off as well, because it's starting to get messy here when I try to change the row. So it was row 13. Now for row 14, this is going to be kind of a tricky row, because we are both going to continue on the black stitches here in the middle, and we're also going to make 2 decreases. But we will have to get through that. So chain 1 turn, just like on the other rows. And this time we are going to make 7 single crochets. That was 1, this is 2, and 7. And now we are going to make our decrease. And now we're going to single crochet up until the black stitch. That's going to be a total of 7 single crochet. Oh, sorry, 6 single crochet. There we go. Now we lift it up, and now the threads are already on this side, so we're just going to need to change yarn like that. And we go ahead and make 2 single crochet with the black. And on the second, we lift the red from the other side again. Pick up. Be careful, you can't pull the red too tight, because then it's gonna make a pinch here, so we don't want the pinch. So we have to be kind of loose when we take the red over to this side. Now, same thing, we're gonna make 6 single crochet with the red, and then a decrease. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we make a decrease. And we should have 7 single crochet left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. There we go. So that was a decrease row, row 14. The next row we are going to do in all red again, and it's not going to be a decrease. So row 15, it's going to be a row total of 30 single crochet. So we chain 1 turn, and then we start to single crochet across our piece. And since it's just single crochet, I'm just going to do this off camera again, and I will meet you here in the end. So this is row 15, and we're just going to finish this off here with the 2 last single crochet. And we're going to continue with the red, so we don't need to change color. For row 16, we chain 1, we turn. And this time we're just going to make 2 single crochet, since this is another decrease row. Then we make our decrease. Oh, there we go. And then we're going to go ahead and make 14 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, and 14. Now we go ahead and make our decrease, just like so. And then we should be left with 10 single crochet. So 1, 2, 10. That was row, and I lost stitch there. That was row 16. Now for row 17, this is going to be another button row, and we're not going to make any decreases. So we chain 1, we turn, and this time we're going to make 13 single crochet. And then we're going to change to black. And 13. And since this is the inside, we're going to place the yarn over here. We're going to take out the black. I'm going to place that alongside like that. I'm going to pick up with the black, and we're going to make 2 single crochet. And on the second, we change color back to red again. So once again, I place the black on this side. Take the red from this side. Don't pull it too tight. I mean, you can pull a stitch tight like this, but then you have to kind of leave it like not too tight. There we go. And now we're going to keep going with the red all the way to the end, and it should be a total of 13 single crochet. That was row 17. So row total should now be 28, since 13, 13, 2 is 28. For the next row, our 18th row, this is going to be both a decrease and some black stitches here in the middle. So we start the same way. We chain 1 turn, and then we are going to go ahead and make 6 single crochet. So 1, 2, 6, and then we make our decrease. And now we're going to single crochet up until the black stitch. That should be 5 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and our 5th and last here. Pick up the black again, go through, tighten, and now we make 2 single crochet with the black. And on our second here we change back to red. Once again, don't pull it too tight. There we go. And now on this side, we are going to make 5 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And after our 5th, we are going to make a decrease. And now we should have 6 single crochet left. So 1, 2, 5, and our last stitch here. There we go. So that was row 18, and the buttons are done. So for row 19, that's going to be a real simple row. We are just going to chain 1 turn, and then we're going to single crochet all the way across for a row total of 26. So chain 1, we turn, and we start to single crochet here. And once again, I'm going to do this off camera since it's, just going to be single crochet across the row. Here we are now at the end of row 19. Just going to finish this. There we go. So that was row 19. And for row 20, this is going to be another decrease row, but we are done with the buttons for now. Or I mean, we are done with the buttons. So it's not going to be any hassle of changing color, except for the last stitch, since the next row after this one is going to be a white row. So for row 20, we chain 1, we turn, and we start to single crochet. And we're going to start with 8 single crochet before a decrease. 2, 3, 8, and now we make our decrease. And we continue with single crochet. I'm going to make 12 single crochet. So 2, 12, and now we make another decrease. And we should have 2 stitches left. And on the last one, we're going to make a pause here and change to white. Here we go, we pick the white up, like so, and we tighten it down a bit. We're going to chain 1, we're going to turn, and now we're going to make 24 single crochet, so no decrease on this row. And same as the other rows, since it's just single crochet, I'm just going to make this row off camera. And I will meet you here at the end of row 21. Here we are now at the end of row 21. We're just going to finish this with our last 2 here. There we go. Then we chain 1 and we turn for row 22. Row 22 is going to be a decrease row, so we're going to start with 5 single crochet. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we make our decrease. And then we continue to make 10 single crochet. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 10. Then we make another decrease. And we should have 5 stitches left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and our 5th and last stitch out. And our 5th and last stitch out here. And we are not going to go through all the way, since now it's time for the face, so we're going to change color to the pink, or whatever color you choose. So we introduce the pink here. That, and when we start the same way, we chain 1 and we turn. And this is going to be another simple row. So we're just going to, like I said, chain 1, turn. Tighten this a bit. And then we're going to single crochet all the way across the piece. And now we're down to a row total of 22 single crochet. So I think I'm just going to do this off camera as well as the other single crochet rows. And I will meet you here at the end of this row, row 23. So we're now here at the end. I'm just going to finish this row. There we go. We chain 1 and we turn. So now for row 24, this is going to be a decrease row. So we're going to make 2 single crochet here at the start. And then we go ahead and make our decrease. And then we're going to continue with single crochet for 10 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and a 10th. Then we're going to make another decrease, like so, and then we are going to make 6 single crochet to finish the row. 3, 4, 5, and our last stitch here. There we go, that was row 24. For row 25, now we're going to introduce the eyes. So we're going to chain 1, we're going to turn, and this is not going to be a decrease row, this is just going to have 2 color changes for the eyes. So we're going to start with making 8 single crochet. That was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And on the 8th stitch, we make a pause and we're going to change to black. We take out the black here, place it, oh, focus. Come on, focus. There we go. We take out the black here. Once again, we place it alongside. And we yarn over with the black and go through. This is going to be a half double crochet. So we're going to start by yarning over, going through, picking up, and then we're going to go through all 3 of these loops at once, but with the pink. So we yarn over with pink, and then we push through all 3. And then we make a single crochet. And then another one. And on this second one, we change color back to black for the second eye. I'm going to use the same source here. And same thing here, don't pull this black too tight, because then we'll create a pinch up here. We don't want that. Same thing here, yarn over for half double crochet, go through, pick up, pause, change color, yarn over and pull through all 3. There we go. Now we're going to continue with single crochet all the way to the end. And it should be a total of 8 single crochet. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. That was our eyes. Like that. And that was row 25. Now for row 26, this is going to be another decrease row. So we chain 1, we turn, and we're going to make 4 single crochet. So 1, 2 with this one, 3, and 4. Now we make a decrease. Now we're going to go ahead and make 8 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now we make another decrease. And then we single crochet to the end here. And that should be 4. So 2, 3, and 4. So here we go, that was row 26. Now we have the face of the gnome. So yeah, that was row 26, and I see now we should have changed color here. There we go. So on the last stitch on row 26, we change color back to white again, or to white, rather. And row 27, we're going to start the same way. We're going to chain one, we're going to turn. And this is going to be another one of those just single crochet rows. And the row count is now down, the stitch count is now down to 18 single crochet. So we're just going to single crochet our way across the piece for a row total of 18. And yeah, I'm not even gonna skip ahead now. I'm just gonna quickly make 18 here, since it's just so few left. There we go, that was 18. Now for row 28, this is going to be a decrease row, but we start the same way. We chain one turn, and we're going to make 2 single crochet, and then a decrease. Then we continue with the single crochet for 7 stitches. Then we make another decrease. And then we make 5 more single crochet. And on the last stitch here, we're going to change color to red. But before we do that, we're going to cut this off because it's starting to get annoying. There we go. Take out red. And we go through. We chain one and we turn. Now, this is going to be another one of those just single crochet rows, and the row total is now down to 16, I think, yes. And this is row 29. So we're just going to single crochet all the way across for a row total of 16. And I'm just going to do this one as well on camera since it's just so few left now. No point in doing it off camera. There we go, that was row 29. Now for row 30, we chain one, we turn. We're going to make 4 single crochet. Four, and then we make a decrease. Then we make 6 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We make a decrease. And 2 single crochet. We chain one and we turn. And this is row 31. This is just going to be single crochet all the way across for a row total of 14 stitches. 3, 4, So that was row 31. For row 32, this is going to be a decrease row. Chain 1 turn. We make 1 single crochet. Then we're going to make a decrease. Now we're going to make 5 single crochet. So 1, 2, 5. We make another decrease. And now we should have 4 single crochet left. 2, 3, and 4. Now we chain 1 and we turn. And now it's another one of those single crochet all the way across the piece rows. Now we're down to 12. So we're going to go ahead and make 12 single crochet. And this is row 33. There we go, that was row 33, row 34, a decrease row. We chain 1 turn, and we're going to start with 3 single crochet. So 2 and 3, then we make a decrease. Four single crochet, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. We make another decrease. And then we have 1 stitch left here. That was row 34. For row 35, we chain 1, we turn, and we're going to make 10 single crochet, no decrease. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Row 36, we chain 1, we turn. We're going to make 1 single crochet, then a decrease, 3 single crochet, then a decrease, and then 2 single crochet. That was row 36. For row 37, just going to go straight across the piece again. For a row total of 8 single crochet. There we go, that was row 37. And you can see it's really looking like a gnome pizza slice now. Now for row 38, we're going to chain 1, we're going to turn, and this is another decrease row. We're going to start with 1 single crochet, then we're going to make a decrease, then we're going to make 2 single crochet, so 1, 2, then another decrease, and then 1 single crochet. For row 39, we're going to chain 1, we're going to turn, and we're going to make 6 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Row 40, we're going to chain 1 turn, and this is a decrease row. So I'm going to make 1 single crochet, Then we're going to make 2 decreases. Since we're almost at the end now, we are running out of stitches to decrease in. That's why it's 2 in a row here. Got stuck there somehow. There we go. And then a single crochet here at the end. And now row 41 is going to be our last row. We chain 1, we turn, and we're going to make 4 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. That was row 41. And yeah, I think I'm gonna do an end chain here. So we chain 1, pull tight, and then we're gonna cut it off. And I'm actually gonna leave like a bit, like, yeah, maybe almost a foot here, cutting it off. Since we're gonna use that when we stitch the parts together. Or stitch, I mean, attach the, or close the cone rather. There we go. Now we have a few loose ends out here, and there's almost on every piece there's going to be a pair. Like here we have one here and one here on the red section. We get 2 white, 2 pink, 2 white, 2 red, and so on. And we only really need one when we work the cone together. I mean between the 2 halves here. So I'm going to go ahead and attach one on each of each pair. Since we're going to start from the top, I'm going to leave this. We're going to work with this one. This one I'm going to fasten and work in. Same thing here. And the thing with these pairs that you see one of them, this one is kind of not giving. The other white one is going to give, and that's going to pull the section here tighter. So what we want to do on each of these pairs, we're going to find the one that closes. We're going to pull that one closed. Then we're going to attach it or fasten it there in the back, and then we're going to work it in. And we're going to use the other one to work like work the cone together later. So I'm going to start up here with the red. I'm going to take out the focus. So I'm going to take out the red. I'm going to thread the needle with the red, and then get that out of the way. I'm going to pull it to close, and then just somewhere close to where it's attached, I'm going to go ahead and make a knot here. And here's the trick to it. You can pull it closed, and then from this side you tighten. And once it's closed, you just pull this one. You can make one or two of those knots. And then it's closed out here and the yarn is fastened. Now we can just go ahead and thread the needle again, the same one, and we're just going to push it in like through a few stitches here. Since it's already fastened, we're not worried about it coming loose, we just want to put it out of the way. There we go. And then we just cut off the rest here. And we pull to get it in there. Then we find the next pair, we check, yeah, this one is the one we want to attach. We do the same thing, we go through somewhere close, like here. Go through to form our knot. We pull it from this side to pull it closed, and then we pull it tight, and it's closed. And we make another knot in the same fashion. And there we go, no gap left, and the yarn is secure. Now we can just work this in. Now we're going to keep working like this all the way down the side, leaving one tail on each section, which we can use when we stitch this into a cone. There we go. You see that? That's the one we're going to attach. Do the same thing, and so on and so on. And with these in the middle, these are just like regular ends, so you can just make a loop, go through it, and then work them in, all these blacks down here. And we're going to work our way down here. We're going to attach these, and I will meet you here in just a few seconds, because I'm going to do that off camera, otherwise I will break my back here. Yeah, see you soon. And there we go. Now we have worked in the threads we need to, and we have one, like I said, on each pair. In the top section of each pair, that's what we want to ends. Now we are going to start to work this into a cone. And we're going to start from the top, like I mentioned, since it's much easier than to work from down here. Because if you work from down here, it's going to be hard to like hide the ends when you get to up here, because you won't have any space to work with your needle. That's why we go from the top. So we take out the needle. We're going to thread the needle with the yarn from the first red tail here, up here. And we made a chain, so I'm just going to go through, so I get the yarn on this side instead, out through the stitch. Then we're going to go in, we're going to go in, we go out through the stitch, then we're going to go in from the outside here, in the first stitch. We're going to make sure that this is on this side. There we go. Then we go out through the next stitch here, this side, and in through the corresponding stitch on the other side, and then straight out on the other side. The trick is to, since there are going to be two types of stitches, the horizontal ones and the diagonal ones, we want the diagonal ones on the inside and the straight ones here on the outside. That's why I pair them up. Like the pairing comes, if it's a notch on this row, you're going to go through the notch on this row. And it's going to get easier once you get further down the cone. It's just up here, it's kind of tricky to see. So I call these rows like notch row and valley row. And if you go notch notch, then you want to go out again through the valley here. That will make the stitches straight. And we're in a valley here, that means we're going to go through a valley here, and it's this one, and then out through a notch here. And we're on a notch, that means we go through the notch, and out through the valley here. And I also try to keep my tension in each stitch about the same. And now we reach our last stitch here. Then we make a second pass in this last, just to keep kind of like close to that zone, like this. There we go. You can see it lined up perfectly down here. And Gnome's hat is now done. Now we're going to work this in, and I'm just going to go back up through a few of the stitches here, and then just go straight in somewhere. Just straight in like this. Then I pull it a bit, and I cut it off, and pull the tail in. There we go. Now we change to the white. And we're just going to keep on working it the exact same way. Go through here. Since we're on this side, we go to this side in the same stitch. Go out through the next row here. And to the next one. And then through our last one down here. And I make a second pass through the same stitch again. And just a third one just to make sure. There we go. Now we can work that tail in. Just in somewhere to the middle. There we go, and we cut it off. And we pull the tail in. See, that's the second joint there. And now I'm just going to keep on working the same way all the way down. And I'll meet you again when I reach the bottom here. And there we go. Once you've reached the end, you should be left with something like this. A cone of a gnome. Or a cone gnome. There we go. Now, it's just a matter of making the bottom piece. Then we are going to attach the bottom piece, and then we're going to fill it with some kind of synthetic cotton or something. The bottom piece is actually surprisingly simple. It's just a very standard circle with a twist in the end on the last row. We start off by making a magic circle. Then we chain 3. We put the tail alongside the circle like this. We are gonna start to make double crochets now, and the first row is gonna, or round, is gonna consist of 12 double crochet. I'm gonna count this first chain, the first 3 chains as a fake stitch. So we're gonna make 11 double crochet on top of this one. So we're just gonna start making our double crochets here. And for the first 2 or 3 stitches, I'm gonna keep the tail alongside the circle here, just to hold it in place. Then I'm just gonna drop it into the circle. Now we made 2, so we're gonna make 9 more. 1, And I think this is the last one. Let me just do a quick count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think that's 12. Yeah, that's 12. So now with the 12, we're gonna grab hold of the tail here and we're gonna pull it closed. Make sure it's closed, just like that. And now the last thing we do in this first round is we're gonna push through the top of the 3 chains we made in the beginning. There. And we're gonna make a slip stitch just to close the round. And I make the slip stitch kind of tight just to make it as invisible as possible. Now for round 2, we're gonna start the same way. We're gonna chain 3, we're gonna yarn over, and we're gonna make a double crochet in the very same stitch in the top chain here. And this will act as our first increase. Now we're gonna go ahead and put 1 increase of double crochet in each stitch all the way around. So the row total is gonna grow from 12 down here to 24 around here. And I make my increases by putting 2 double crochet in the same stitch. I'm just going to skip ahead to the end here because it's just going to be 1 increase in each stitch all the way around. So I'll meet you here at the end and I'll show you the slip stitch again. And now we're here at the end. Just going to go through and make a slip stitch, just like we did in the last row. There we go, that was row 2. Now we have 24 around here. We're going to make 1 last row of double crochet in the same manner, but this time we're going to go increase, double crochet, increase, double crochet, increase, double crochet. So we're going to alternate all the way around. I'm going to make my first double crochet here in the same stitch, the top chain, to simulate an increase. And that means in the next stitch we're just going to put a regular double crochet. And then we're going to put an increase in the next one. And a regular double crochet in the next one. Increase in the next one. Yeah, and you get the gist. So we're just going to work our way around the circle, and that will take our row total from 24 to 36. I'm just going to do this off camera and I will meet you again up here. And now we're here at the end, and our last stitch should be a double crochet. There we go. And then we slip stitch in the top chain up here to close the round. Now, since we went from 12 to 24 to 36, if we continue with the double crochet, we're going to end up with 36, 48 up here on the next one. Yeah, and we don't want that. We want to end up with 42, since the base of our gnome is 42. So we're going to switch to single crochet. So we're just going to chain 1. Then I'm going to put a single crochet in the same stitch here. Now this will act as our increase. Now we can go ahead and make 5 single crochet in the next 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we make an increase with single crochet by putting 2 single crochet in the same stitch. Then we repeat, we make 5 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we make an increase. And then we keep on going with 5 single crochet increase, 5 single crochet increase all the way around. And we should end on 5 single crochet up here. And then we're going to close with a slip stitch. So I will meet you here at the end. and we're going to make the slip stitch. Now here we are at the end, and you can see the start chain here, and now we could slip stitch into this, but I've changed my mind since I don't like the way the slip stitch looks like in the outermost rim or row like this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna chain one here like that, and then we're gonna pull out like a foot or maybe more even, like 1.5 foot, and we're gonna cut it off. And we're going to pull through. And now, instead of the slip stitch, we're just going to close this with our needle instead, because that will look better, I think. So we just go through the chain here. And we pull it closed. Go through the stitch. Pull a bit, yeah. And then we go through the chain again to make sure. There we go. You can see now it's practically invisible up here. That's what we want. And now, before we do anything else, we are going to fasten this one in the middle. We're going to use the same method as we did on the cone. We're going to go through 1 or 2 stitches, like this. First we make sure it's tight, then we go through and through the loop, pull the loop closed, and pull tight. And we're going to repeat that once or twice. Put it in here, pull it closed, and pull it. Now that it's fastened, we can just hide the tail wherever we want to on the back side. And yeah, I use this side. I think this side looks better, so I'm using this side as my outside, but it's up to you if you want this side. But I'm using this. I don't know if you can see, it's the one with the clearly defined lines, so to say. Now it's just a matter of attaching this bottom piece to the gnome itself. So we thread the needle, we take out the gnome, and since this is our joint here, I'm going to match that up kind of with the joint up here. Or start like one after or something, like this. And now we should have the same amount of stitches on both pieces. So there should be 42 in the bottom of the gnome, and we have 42 stitches in the bottom here, or in the outside rim of this circle. Now we can just go ahead and pair them up one by one and start working our way around. That way we get an even spread of the stitches. And it will look real good when it's done. And if I look clumsy while doing this, it's because I have a big camera between me and the gnome here. I don't really have a smaller camera, so I have to sit with my arms around my DSLR. That's why I go out of frame sometimes as well, because I can't really see what I'm doing since the camera is in the way, so I have to look around it, and then it's easy for me to just, by mistake, pull my arms out of the frame. Yeah, anyway, you can see what I'm doing here. I'm pairing them up one by one, and we are going to keep on going like this until we have like, I don't know, 10 stitches or something left, because we're going to need a gap where we stuff it. So I'm just going to work this way around off camera, and I will meet you around here again, where we just have a few stitches left and we're going to fill it with something. There we go. Now we have a gap left here. I'm just going to remove the needle for now. And I'm going to fill it with this, I don't know what you call this in English, synthetic cotton perhaps, or something. And I'm just going to stuff a bit in here at first. And once we've gotten some of it in, we are going to use the crochet hook, and I'm going to push it through the small hole that is up here, hook some, pull it up, and you kind of have to go, like a bit at a time here, kind of just go by feel. And then punch back the stuff you don't need, pull up some more, pull up some more, until you just keep working it like this until you're like happy with the result. Yeah, something like that perhaps. Now I can feel that I have like filled it up here to like down here. I think I'm gonna be happy with that. Now I just turn my needle around and push down the axis into it. Yeah, like so. We can just continue filling it. Gonna keep that out of the way. Starting to take shape now. I would say almost done. It's always like a line you have to toe here, how to not to overfill it and not to underfill it. Since I don't want the bottom to like bulge out too much, since I want it to be able to stand, but you can also push it up. You see now it flattens out the bottom, so now it can stand. So I think we're pretty much done at this stage. Just gonna put this back in the bag. Now we're just gonna thread the needle again. Push it in. And then where are we? Where are we? Oh, there, okay. Then we just work the last couple of stitches to close it up. And then I go through a few stitches here in the start just to overlap. Like so. Now we can just work it in here behind the stitches. Something like that. And then I just make a small step back there and work it in for a few more to make sure it's secure. Like so. And then we cut it off and we pull it in. And that is it. My friends, this is the Cone Gnome. It's all finished. Just even it out a bit here. And push the bottom in a bit. And there it is. It's the Cone Gnome. I can't even fit it into frame. We have to do it like that. This is the finished result. I'm quite happy with it. It turned out almost as good as the first one. So now all we have to do is wait for Christmas. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And if you did, please leave a like. And if you want to see more tutorials like this one, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you. Bye.